Great. Well, obviously, Matt, welcome. I know you pretty well. We've known each other for a couple of years now. Obviously, the CEO of the nation's largest lender, UWM, recent owner of the Phoenix Suns. Somebody I consider a friend, a mentor, and somebody I truly trust. So I appreciate you joining me here today for this first conversation.
Oh, thanks for having me. Glad to be here with you and excited to chat and talk a little business and have some fun.
Perfect. So I'll get to it. So, from mortgages to the NBA, how did you make the leap from owning from starting a mortgage company? Well, not starting, but you were out of a strip mall for a while. You grew to the #1 mortgage company in the nation. Now you translate that to buying an NBA team. Like, how did that happen? Like, what lessons did you learn from your entrepreneurship journey in the mortgage business that helped you make this leap to this new business venture that you're in?
Yeah, no, it's so many things. So first off, I love basketball. I've loved basketball my whole life. I played college basketball, wasn't very good, but just loved sports, loved the competition, and loved trying to win at everything I do. And so when I got to the mortgage company, there's 12 people just trying to build the mortgage company. We have 7,000 now, and I think you're one of the best mortgage people in America. And we think we're pretty good here too, and that's why we're good partners in business. And it's like, gosh, can I take some of the mortgage stuff and apply it to basketball? It's just like I took a lot of basketball stuff I learned in college and applied it to business. And so that was kind of the leap that we took recently. And, it's been less than a year officially that I've owned the basketball, the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury, but I'm having a blast with it. There's so many correlations. The biggest thing though, which people, you understand, you run a great business, one of the best mortgage companies in the country that you run, is people. It's about people. Get great people on your team. So basketball, obviously you think about the great players, but it's also a great coach, great GM, great athletic trainer. Just like in mortgage business, I got great salespeople, but I got to have a great CEO, hopefully. But you have to have great underwriters and great technology people, great marketing people. It's all about people. Business is people, and the team with the best players usually wins. And so that's really one of the big things I focus on is how do I apply people, treat people well, take good care of people, and usually do good things.
So I've been up to your UWM campus probably 10 or 11 times now. And one thing I've noticed is that there's a level of loyalty at your company that doesn't really exist at most companies, and certainly not at most mortgage companies. How do you do it? Like, obviously treating people well, but how do you get that loyalty? I told somebody once, I think most employees, when I go to UWM, I think most of them would take a bullet for you. And that's the highest compliment I could probably give somebody, but how do you gain that kind of loyalty?
Well, so thank you for saying that. Well, I think I'm the lucky one. So the two things. One, it starts like people are like, oh, all these people work for you. They're loyal to. I work for them and I'm loyal to them. That's how it is. It starts with me being there for them before they can ever be there for me. Yeah, I pay them, but that's got nothing to do with how you treat people and how you take care of people. And so, first off, how you treat people and that they know that I work for them. So I'm always available for them. But then second thing is the word care. A lot of people say, I've spoken to mortgage people, I've spoken to at business events, and like, how do you, show people that you care? I'm like, you don't show them you care. You actually have to care. You actually have to care about their wife, care about their husband, find out what's important to them, talk to them, and then you actually have to spend time with them and give to them. And you can't, I got 7,000, I can't do that with all 7,000. However, I do that with a lot more than you recognize. And so it's little things like I go to lunch and have lunch in the cafeteria, sit with random people that I don't know, find out about their wife, their husband. Oh, you love hockey. So I'll shoot them some Red Wings tickets sometime, like a month later, so that they know that I care. And so you do little things, and it takes years and years of doing those things consistently that they care back about you. And like you said, when they take a bullet, that's an extreme, obviously, but they do care. Yeah. And they want me to be successful, and I want them to be successful because we're a team. And so it's really a partnership like that. And it's not like you just do these 4 things and then it works. You actually got to do it constantly and over time and time again, and show them that you're there for them.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes both ways to us as your clients as well. If you think about the last couple of years, those have been extremely challenging. And, as the owner of Loan Pronto, people look up to me for guidance and positivity. And then all of us brokers, I don't know how many there are, thousands of them, look up to you for that same kind of guidance. And I think maybe my question, I didn't have this prepared, but I'm wondering, like, how do you be honest with all your clients and your employees, but also give them positivity? Because I think you did a great job of it. You're up there saying, hey, everything's great. How did you do it?
Yeah, well, so a couple of things. One, you run one of the best mortgage companies in the country, and people look up to you, as you talked about. There's tens of thousands of mortgage companies, right? Tens of thousands, 10,000, 12,000 mortgage brokers. And so to me, leadership starts with the person at the top, which is you in your organization. It's me and my organization. And you have to be positive, but you also can't be fake, right? Me being positive and saying, Roger, everything's going to be great. You're just going to kill it. Like that wasn't real when rates went up to 7.5% from 3%, right? And so you have to be honest and real to have credibility. But then there's also a lot of positive in everything. Like if you look hard enough, you'll focus, whatever you look for, you'll find. If I look for positivity, I'll find it. If I look for negativity, I promise you, you'll find it. And so I've really tried to shine the lights on the positive, Roger. Like you built a great business, and it's going to be tough times in 23 and 22, right? And like, so what we talked about is, okay, what do we got to do to realize, gosh, well, you have a great business. You've done all these great things. You have a great infrastructure. How do we pivot to continue to focus on it? And also realize, like, maybe we recruit more people now. Maybe we cut a better deal with a vendor to prepare for the future. Like, there's a lot of things you can find the silver lining in things if you look for it. Too many people focus on all the black clouds instead of the silver lining around them.
Yeah. Well, I told, I put this on LinkedIn. I said, if you just got finished with 2022 and 23 and you changed nothing in your business, you just missed the biggest opportunity you'll ever have to fundamentally make important changes to your business. Because a lot of people didn't. They're still doing the same shit they did 2 years ago. And it's just like, well, why? I mean, you have to pivot, make some changes. So that's something I think we did really well. And I can think of 10 or 15 things you all did really well that kind of got us through it. So kudos for that. So obviously it's a couple tough years. I think there's a light in the tunnel. I don't think it's a train. I think I see positive stuff coming down. What does 2024 look like to you based upon what you know today?
Yeah. So in the mortgage industry specifically, or in general, the markets?
Let's talk mortgages. Yeah. Real estate and mortgages, I think, is really
so real estate and mortgage market, which is, I know that stuff better. My perspective is this, right? Rates went up. We understood that. I believe that a lot of things were going to loosen up in 24. It's an election year, which is a big thing people have to recognize. If you look at all the past presidential elections, rates pretty much drop in almost every single one of them. When rates drop, it will spur activity because right now homeowners aren't selling, because if you sell a house at a 3% mortgage rate payment to buy another one at 7%, like you got to double the house and you're quadrupling the payment. It's just, the math doesn't really work. With rates inching down a little bit and more people buying houses, some people don't recognize, more people have bought houses in the last 2 years. All those people aren't at 3% rates. So those people are selling their houses as well and moving up. And so I think there's a big negativity around, oh, people aren't going to sell their houses and no one's going to refinance. But there's a lot of people at higher rates now. As every day that goes by, is more and more rates, more and more people buying houses at these higher rates. And so I believe rates will drop. I believe they'll drop to a number, I think in the high fives, that will make it sense for people to continue to buy, more people jumping off the fence to buy, more people jumping off the fence to sell. And a lot of people that have bought in the last 2 years will get lower rates and lower payments. And so I actually think it's going to be a great mortgage year. Well, I think it's the best mortgage year of all time. No, but I think it's going to be a great year in the real estate and mortgage world. Definitely better than 22, definitely better than 23. And I think 24 is going to be very, very good to great. And I think 25 might be off the charts excellent.
What rate do you think is like the critical rate that somebody at 3% is very willing to sell at? I think it's somewhere in the mid fives.
Yep, fives. It's going to start with a 5.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think everything happens in between. Like I may have said this publicly on TV some point. Like at 5.75, the whole economy shifts, right? 30, and we're not that far from it, right? Like there's rates you can. I mean, you guys are one of the best in the country. With the rates you guys offer, you could probably offer people in the low 6s. You're probably pretty close to maybe even offering someone in the high 5s in certain situations. Like it's this close, and so I think when that happens, purchases pick up. Sellers start selling. Refi start coming. And then when that happens, guess what? Title business is better. Appraisal business is better. Like it spurs the whole economy in a positive way. Good things are going to happen. And I really believe that.
Yeah, I do too. Technology is something that everybody should focus on, and we do as well as possible. I think it's something you guys have absolutely, I think you maybe have 1,000, 1,200 team members in technology right now, which is pretty incredible it's basically a quarter of your company. What was your aha moment that made you realize that the path forward in mortgages was on the back of very good technology?
Well, just the world. The world is evolving and changing. What I've realized about our industry, and you know this, Roger, because you're one of the best at it, is nobody wants a mortgage, right? They want the house or they want the savings. And so faster, easier, cheaper always wins. And technology drives all three of those. And so what we did is we said, we're going to lead with technology. We're going to make the process faster, easier, and cheaper, right? And so you can offer that to your clients at a better process. And then for you, you're my client. How do I make it so that it's so smooth and easy for you? The technology, not just that shows the clients, but actually for you yourself. And if you can make a mortgage process faster, easier, and cheaper, why would they not use you? Why would they not use you all the time? And so that's really what we focused on. And I think in the mortgage industry, as we know, it's either you're extremely busy or extremely slow. It's usually not too many in the middle. And when you're extremely busy, most companies say, I'm so busy, I don't have time to build technology out. I just want to do the business. And when it's slow, it's like, man, it's so slow. I don't want to spend any money on technology. And so the mortgage industry is notorious for being behind on all technology. No one constantly invests. So we've constantly invested. We have about 1,200 technology people always working. They're in our office all day building stuff for mortgage brokers and for consumers to make the process faster, easier, and cheaper. And it's been a huge part of our success.
You mentioned in office, and I'm a big proponent of having people work in the office. I certainly know you are as well. Have you always been like that? What were the challenges of because I know a lot of people want that now too. A lot of employees do. Like, what have the challenges been, you know, I don't want to say fighting back against it, but, avoiding people just truly wanting that? Or
Well, it's kind of since COVID, it became a thing where people wanted to work from home and flexibility, and you want flexibility. Like back to my earlier thing, like I care about our people. My kids, they have a kids game. We want our people to be with their families, because you don't work to, you don't live to work, you work to live, right? And so you have to recognize that. And so what we've done is, but at the same time, I know that we're much better together, and working on Zoom and, half paying attention to half picking up your kids. That stuff doesn't perpetuate a winning environment. And so we're bought into everyone's in the office all 5 days a week. We grind here. We recognize there's a little flexibility with start time so that people can be with family. They got and we have that stuff, but like, we want to be the best in the country. I'm not trying to be just average. I'm trying to be the best in the country, best in the world at what I do. And we as people here all have to invest that into it. And so we make the campus a great thing. What I found though, by the way, is it was a trend to work from home. But you know what? If you work from home in your apartment or your house or your condo by yourself all day, you know what you are? Bored,
yeah,
right? Bored and miserable. And like, you want to be around other people. Yeah. Like, it's cool for 3 months, but like, I want to be around it. Like, we found more people coming back to work saying like, I've been working from home for 2 years. Like, I just need to be around people. And then also we built a great environment. You've been here, basketball court, doctor's office, library, arcade. We have free fruit, we have free drinks. We do things to make things so it's a good environment, it's like workout, facility. People so that it's part of their life. We make it so it makes their life easier. They come to work, they do their work, they get paid, of course. They make friends, they go to work events, and they go home with friends, go see their family. Like, you make it part of their life rather than like, work is here, job, life is separate. We try to make it all one in a positive way.
yeah. And I don't think it's impossible to build a good culture as a remote company, but I think it's extremely difficult. And I don't know how you can do it at scale either. It seems to me like it'd be really, really impossible to make that happen. So we have most of our people in the office, and when COVID happened, people were begging to come back. So I guess that's probably a pretty good sign.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
what do you think the technology looks like in 5 years from today in the mortgage industry?
Much more technology changing everything.
AI.
Yeah, AI. But this is what I think about technology. And I think people sometimes think, so you say AI, it scares people, and technology scares people. This is the thing. Whether you like it or not, technology is coming. Whether it's artificial intelligence, with other things, technology is coming in a big way. Technology is there, if done right, to enhance human beings, not to replace them. And so I believe, and I know you're one of the best producers, like from a company perspective, like your people are going to be able to do more in the same amount of time, which is great. That's what technology is supposed to do. It's not replacing people, it's just enhancing people. And I think it's going to be a lot of technology, make the process faster, easier, and cheaper. And that's a win for consumers and for everyone in the industry.
Yeah, I have a few lightning round questions here for you. Just short answers. You're picking 2 players from any era other than today's era to join the Suns. Who you picking?
Ooh,
Anybody you want, any era except today's.
oh man. I'm an Isaiah Thomas guy, so we'd love to have a great point guard. But Magic Johnson or Isaiah Thomas, like right there, those are 2 of the best. So a great point guard like that. And then I'd probably to join us on the Suns. Shaq. I mean, he's a monster in there. He's to put him in there, just a dominant. He's a big guy. So there's another great player.
Absolutely. Social media, net good or net bad?
Net good. Net
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Entrepreneur who you admire the most.
Ooh, who I admire the most.
You like the most.
I admire so many. I like the guys that are the best in the world. I don't know if it's an entrepreneur, but I think of people like Tiger Woods, the best that ever was. Michael Jackson, who's passed away, he was the best that ever was, and his like people that changed the game. So you could argue Steve Jobs, who's passed, obviously, unfortunately. Even like what some of these other guys are doing. I love the best that ever was because I aspire to be like them.
Yeah, yeah. What's the riskiest business decision you've made that paid off?
Going all wholesale, right? Like, back then, like everyone told me that was completely crazy to be only with brokers, that wasn't going to work. We went all with brokers, and it's been not only good, it's been amazing. And I knew it was the right thing. My instincts told me, but everyone else told me it was not the right thing. And I'm so happy we did.
Me too. Trust me. Last question I have. This is my favorite question I ask people. What do you think the single most important trait that you see in entrepreneurs and athletes is?
Competitiveness.
Yeah.
Hating to lose. And I know it's a lightning round, but I'll just add in, because I hate to lose so much, I get in the office at 4 a.m. to outwork you. You ain't gonna because I didn't want to feel that loss. And so same thing with some of my best players on my team. Kevin Durant hates to lose. Devin Booker. So what they do is they come in and shoot more. They stay late. Like that drive and that work ethic is the key. But your hatred for losing is, I think, the biggest thing. Competitiveness drives success, which drives your work ethic.
Yeah, same thing. I always say determination. I think that being determined, just the inability to quit under any circumstances, to me, is what makes the best employees I've ever met. So I think it's pretty similar to that. So
absolutely.
That's all I got, man. I appreciate your time today, buddy. Anything else you want to throw in here as we close things down?
Oh, just an honor to be part of it with you. You're doing amazing things. You're a great leader. I look up to you in a lot of ways. And so I appreciate the relationship. Thanks for having me on the show. And if I can ever help out, let me know.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for everything you've done, Matt. Have a great day, buddy.